Hello and welcome to the presentation from Teradata. I will be presenting the connected multi-cloud data platform for enterprise analytics. So I'll be going through a combination of content and we'll start with introducing Teradata, our mission and goal in life, as well as 6 capabilities on the cloud data analytics platform, and finalizing with some of the things that we can do for you today. Our mission in Teradata is to transform how businesses work and people live through the power of data. So this is our mantra, this is our goal, and we hope to generate as much value to you in your business use cases. Lending the words from Julie Smart, the CEO for Accenture, cloud is the enabler, data is the driver, and artificial intelligence or machine learning is the differentiator. So with that, Teradata is spot on in AI ML, and we are here to provide that aggregated value in this space for your business use. Now moving on to the 6 capabilities that are required for modern cloud data analytics platform. So the first is building a connected hybrid multi-cloud world. So 65% of enterprise customers are currently on a hybrid cloud model. So for years to come, the value of public cloud will begin to be replicated and used by different businesses, by your peers, by different industry leaders. So Teradata today, we work in multiple environments. We work on-premise, we work on public cloud like AWS, Microsoft, Google Cloud, and we provide the same seamless experience in our software to you. Now, talking about our software, Teradata, so we provide 2 areas. First, to maximize your performance at minimal risk. So we performance at scale, we have the lowest cost per query, and we work in guaranteed SLAs and as well as non-guaranteed SLAs. So for the lower SLAs, we work in a more of a data lake or cloud environment. While on a SLA, we work on an enterprise data warehouse platform, which is called Teradata Vantage. On a connected multi-cloud, we have the same software. We make migration to the cloud easy and there's no code changes required. No retraining if you are on the on-premise, and no retooling needed as well. And another point I want to accentuate is, like Teradata, we have a inclusive ecosystem where we work with Dataiku, with SaaS, with any format of tools you bring, PMML, for instance, into our platform. So Teradata is an integration platform across the on-premise as well as your multi-cloud environment. So to illustrate, let me show you this diagram where we can connect Vantage on AWS, and Vantage is our Teradata flagship product on Azure, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, as well as on-premise. So it can be the same seamless solution that connects to your streaming, your storage, and your elasticity functionalities in the different cloud. We manage the elasticity between compute and storage quite well so that you will have the best cost-effective solution for your data. Now, in terms of query, Teradata Vantage, we have integration via Query Grid across your Amazon, Azure Blob, Google Cloud Storage, and even Apache Hadoop. So we run advanced analytics from a single environment and pull in and join data from all these disparate data sources. Native object storage, which is much of a native cloud dimension, is also where Teradata Vantage can come in terms of your query of data. Now, for the second critical capability is separation of compute and storage with elastic scaling. Previously, I shared in terms of integrating between the multi-cloud and then how we are able to manage effectively and efficiently, both on the compute and storage. So this major characteristic can be shared from this diagram, which I'm showing to you now, where we can scale up and scale down, scale out and in from an instance size or instance quantity, stop, start, and expand storage, all from the same dashboard that we have. which is the Vantage console. And we have flexible cloud pricing, either on a blended or consumption model, which is based on demand or what we can use. So we are flexible. So we adopt in terms of how the modern cloud pricing are. Now, for the third capability, which is integration with first-party cloud services. Right? So customers want to be able to take advantage of all the innovation available in cloud. So integration between Vantage and the cloud first-party services is a top priority for Teradata. So you as a customer and systems integrator partners that you might have do not need to hunt for these services as they already exist in the cloud. So providing the ready functionality and ability to interact and architect with the data, with your architecture, with the systems that you have within our powerful analytic engine. So to illustrate, I will share to you the 3 different public cloud and where Teradata sits in. So Teradata sits in coordinating, orchestrating all the multiple data coming in from your data sources, which is from the left. It can be unstructured, semi-structured data, as well as structured data. So the difference of unstructured are like images, like wave, text. So semi-structured are your sensor data machine, and the more structured data are your backend systems, like ERP, HR system, and your other SaaS application. So in Amazon, we have Kinesis that manages data entering from semi-structured. And we also have AWS Glue and Amazon AppFlow that can integrate from your business application inflow. So all this ingress or injection of data coming from externally can be managed within the AWS environment. And in the middle is Teradata Vantage, where we sit in and able to extrapolate. Now we take in your logical data and convert it to your physical data model, ETL it, and transform it in an analytic model for the use of the different stakeholders. So if you're coming from finance, operation, or HR, so you're able to view from your web or mobile app or from your analytic dashboard. Alternative, you can also take the input from or the output from Teradata Vantage via Amazon QuickSight. So same goes with Microsoft. So in the Microsoft Azure environment, it's the same, either through Amazon Batch, Data Factory, Event Hubs, or as Azure IoT Hub, or even Stream Analytics from all the unstructured, semi-structured, and structured data. So Teradata Vantage also perform the same consolidation of data warehousing and manage out by providing the output via Power BI, for instance, or any other analytic dashboard on the web and mobile app. If you have different tools like Python, Jupyter, it can be also integrated in the same model. So that's how powerful the Teradata Vantage can provide within your infrastructure. And third, if you are in a Google Cloud environment, same goes in Google Cloud. Teradata is able to manage all the ingress and egress data coming from your data sources, structured, semi-structured, and unstructured. And the output can be via Google Looker or Analytics Dashboard or any web and mobile app for your visualization. So for all 3 Teradata, we interact with all the different solutions which are ready, either from Google Cloud, either from Microsoft Azure and AWS. Now the key part is for some clients, you might have all 3 or maybe 2 of the flavor of your public cloud, and maybe with on-premise. And Teradata Vantage performs the same at scale in and scale out as well. So this is the advantage of Teradata. We can also incorporate both your on-premise as well as your public cloud data. Now, coming to the 4th critical capability, which is ingestion of modern data sources. Okay, so Parquet, BSON, JSON, XML. So there are different formats, and all these formats are able to be managed by Teradata. So we have native support for both semi-structured and relational database inside the Vantage file system, which is our Vantage Advanced SQL platform. So if you have semi-structured data, coming from JSON, BSON, XML, Avro, CSV, and Parquet, as well as traditional data in your RDBMS, your blob, your club, the temporal data, geospatial. All this can be integrated within the same platform. So we optimize for evolving data and exploration, and we enable rapid discovery with data labs. So data labs is a function and feature from Teradata where you can bring in experimental data to test it out in your environment. So that's the value. And we can also manage Hadoop and object stores. And we can also manage like NoSQL data from MongoDB through Presto. So Presto is a connector that we can work with multiple platforms, even Hadoop and a different database out there in the market. Now, the fifth critical capability is integrated data management and scalable analytics. So Vantage is a modern platform that can enable the data warehouse, data lake, and various analytic architecture patterns from a single platform. These patterns offer data management and integrated analytics so that you can easily operationalize the insights at scale. So I give an example visualizing from this diagram. So early on, we've seen the three different flavors of public cloud, but here we are giving a more simplified version on enterprise analytics. Okay, so all the data from the different sources like Kafka, even Cisco, Salesforce, ServiceNow, we can manage via data or ETL pipelines, starting first the logical data model, and then moving it to the physical data model. Teradata has also analytic schema. So prior from the ETL or the ELT output, you can also incorporate the analytic schemas so that we can map it according to the different businesses, which is towards the right, the consumers of the insight. So here at the middle, like we mentioned the early capabilities, we can manage native data and different data stores from RDBS, traditional and modern data, and incorporating all the streaming information externally from the data sources, your pipeline and storage, and all managed out from your advanced SQL engine. So you can look at this orange piece, which is the advanced SQL engine, like your analytics database. So with on an open API, SQL, Python, R, Java, you can bring in all the different tools and all your different modeling tools and formats into Teradata Vantage. So this is the benefit of running on Teradata Vantage, where it's flexible enough to incorporate or to be inclusive with all the other tools, and is scalable enough to reach out into different multiple cloud in a cost-effective and efficient manner. So in terms of outcomes like customer experience, where you might want to look at one, customer retention or reducing customer attrition, operational excellence, where you want to look at achieving operation at scale, risk mitigation, enterprise risk management is a key area for majority of public listed companies, as well as any company in any form of business. Risk mitigation is important, and here you can look at the different risk, like for example, op risk, tech risk, IT risk, climate risk. Sustainability is one area which of new, and financial transformation. So you can look at integrating all the different ERP systems, all the different ledgers coming to a single platform. Product innovation and asset optimization are also other use case areas which are relevant to you. So the next piece I want to share is how easy Teradata approaches into operationalizing analytics at scale. So what we have is analytics 1 to 3. So preparation data, training model, and deploy model 1 to 3 is our simplified approach in terms of managing or operationalizing analytics. So I want to take to you in the upstream, which is on data preparation. So based on industry reports, 80% of a majority of projects is all spent in preparing data. So what Teradata does best is that we simplify and automate a lot of that process so that for data scientists, data engineers, and database administrators, you can manage a lot of your time at deploying your model with your business users. So operationalizing at the analytics space with the business users is paramount to you, because that's where the value of you and your service to the company is important. So training the model. So Teradata has an advanced AI ML platform where we have like tens of thousands and up to millions of algorithm that can be trained in terms of the different use case or the different data environments or data quests that you have. So on average, you can deploy probably about between 5 to 6 or 7 months. And with the Teradata proposition, you can reduce the number of unsuccessful opportunities or projects. So there's a higher chance of running a more successful analytics project with Teradata because we reduce the manual work and we improve the automation of data preparation. And we have a training model that's able to deliver, whereby the modeling or deployment side is where you can work on and focus on the business users. So I give an example, like in terms of reusing your software. So for Teradata, you use feature stores rather than you keep on working on feature engineering and coming back to the source over and over again. So this is the effectiveness and the benefit of using Teradata. So a lot of reusability within the function and feature, a lot of the incorporation of third-party programs and even formats can be done in Teradata because Vantage is a powerful platform that was built for on-premise and cloud. Okay, so sixth but not least, the capability from a dynamic resource allocation and workload management. So this is the last cloud capability. For Teradata, we are known for heavy workloads, complex, convoluted, complicated workloads in the enterprise space. So elastic scaling does not equal workload management. This is something that I want to share. So Teradata, we have a technology which is based on massively parallel processing, a shared nothing environment, where for instance, we code your data sources, and then we bring the processor to your data rather than the other way around. Because the traditional data warehouse process is to always regenerate new cubes, new data analytic cubes, meaning that you'll be taking subset from the data source and building new information. And this new information will require new compute and storage each time. So this is the advantage of Teradata, because with resource allocation and workload management, we are able to enable and support a diverse workload with a mix of SLAs. So this offers an extensive number of priority groupings and able to differentiate multiple applications and different handlings as well of data. So by managing compute and storage resources based on the user request, so Vantage is able to maximize utilization and eliminate the need for separate groups or silo. So dynamic resource allocation, not all queries have the same priority. So you can manage or cascade the different SLA performance based on the application and the need in time and the period of your business. So we eliminate the data replication and data masks, and we prevent data drift resulting from the replicated sources. So software optimization is the next proven software feature that we have. And we provide the path for least cost determination for execution. So indexing vastly accelerates the query performance for Teradata. In addition to that, Teradata for the last 12 years is one of the world's most ethical company, reported by Ethisphere. So that showcase like our importance in terms of being a highly ethical company globally. Okay, so in summary, from the 6 capability, first, we are built for a hybrid multi-cloud world. Second, we separate compute and storage with elastic scaling, giving the best performance as well as the most cost-effective and efficient model for you. Third, we integrate with first-party cloud services. Fourth, we allow ingestion of modern data sources, both traditional and also on a modern platform or modern sources from different platforms. Fifth, we integrate data management and scalable analytics. And sixth, we provide dynamic resource allocation and workload management. So in summary, these are the 6 key points of capability that Teradata can provide to you. Okay, now I want to move to how Teradata can provide you to build a roadmap. So 1, 2, 3 again, where are we today? Where do we need to be and how do we need to get there? So this is our offer and value proposition, to kickstart. But before we go into that detail, if you look at both business and technical roadmap from the different stakeholders internally, there are multiple interdependencies. So it's not a linear step-by-step process. It is very iterative. And from situation, you may jump from point to point. So between corporate objectives, business initiatives and use case, business use case prioritization, information prioritization, all the way to your current state, capability assessment, and down. So all these are interrelated, and it's not like a waterfall model, but these are live or connected points, which have different interdependencies across the different objectives that you have in your business. So what Teradata can help you is build a business-driven architecture roadmap. 1, 2, 3, we start with ideation, we elaborate, and we execute. So in the ideation stage, we look at corporate objectives, business initiatives and use cases, and business use case prioritization. So we have workshops in what we call business value analysis workshop. We have future value wheel, business value insights, as well as white space analysis to help you in your ideation stage to generate, or gel your corporate objectives, business initiatives and use case prioritization in a consistent and structured format. From there, we can look at elaboration. So there are different influences like what's your information prioritization, meaning that, what is the level of prioritization that's required from a cascading business and based on the different business agenda and probably compelling events or state of business. So the second influencer is your current state of architecture, and the third is capability assessment. So these are influencers to your business architecture. So at this part, we are looking at both white space analysis and bias, which is your business information application and systems perspective. And the third is your business value insights. So at this stage, we'll be looking at elaborating from the ideation, from the drivers of your business. So finally is the execution stage where we look at, implementation alternatives, future state architecture, and your data analytics. So your data analytics roadmap is key as well, because that will look at how you could garner, the full value of data analytics in terms of your own business. The whole purpose of applied AI ML into your business architecture. So this is a simple 9-step framework that Teradata we can offer to help guide you towards to forming, your future business or your future step. So I'm going to run through a couple of slides just to share with you. So this is an example looking at your business use case and your data domain and identifying which data in your ecosystem and data not in your ecosystem based on the multitude of areas for the different axes shown. From here, we also have, we can look at, for example, loading an extra data domain. We can execute 2 use cases. Can look at next 2 use cases and probably need a single more data domain. And we can look at the different data ecosystem in and out. And this is, and from there, we can arrive to looking at your current state of architecture and usage. So we can leverage certain tools like our cloud reference architecture, some architecture decks like that, and we can also trigger into consumption analytics, which can provide a sample scorecard across your different data analytics, and as well as looking at the perspective of your state of architecture in Teradata, AWS, and you have multi-cloud then with the other cloud systems, including the on-premise system. So third, from in the business architecture roadmap, we can bring it all together so that we can tie the business drivers to use case and bring all the moving parts in a single plan and build a shared understanding across all the multiple stakeholders. Okay, so crawl, walk, and run. So we have a process that we like to offer where we can provide that point of view with Teradata, create that opportunity vision, as well as create build and maintain a comprehensive account technical vision. Right. So this is Teradata. So I already showed you the 6 critical capabilities for modern cloud data platform, and showing a way forward. We are here and willing to help you plot a roadmap for the future. I hope this explains, as an introduction to Teradata and how we can support you or kickstart your program in building your requirements to the stakeholders and for your business in the future. Thank you.